Quickly, before we get started, if you've not watched the video I did on Furi Speedrunning Fundamentals, you should probably go back and watch that. This video will be referring back to that a lot. Hey everyone, looks like I made more than one of these things. In this episode, I'll be teaching you how to speedrun the chain, and let's get right into it. So starting off, the chain's going to be charging you with one of two attacks. Either he's going to do this attack that hits once, or he will be doing this attack that hits multiple times. What you're going to want to do is shoot him while parrying. Once he finishes his attack, he'll do one of these two attacks again. Continue to parry and shoot. What you're going to want to do while he's doing both of these attacks is rotate yourself so you're on his right side. Then, when he is done with both his attacks, do 2 slashes into a half charge slash. Now you are going to want to wait a bit for the chain to move to his new attack position and then start shooting him again. There's a small chance that after this he'll decide to do another melee attack, but for the most part he'll probably do one of the two following moves. The first one, and the more common one in my experience, will be telegraphed by him glowing orange. If he does this, continue to shoot him until he starts to shoot you. Then, you're going to want to immediately do 2 slashes into a half charge slash. The timing for this can be a bit awkward if you've never done it before, so try to watch the video to figure out the timing. The second one he can do is telegraphed by him glowing blue. This one can be a lot faster, but is a lot harder to consistently pull off. What you're going to want to do is stand relatively close to him, and as soon as he starts shooting, spam the ever-living hell out of your parry button. Your goal is to parry all of his shots back at him. Don't worry if you can't get this on your first try. I don't think there's a single person out there who can get it 100% of the time without getting hit by one of these shots every now and again. After he does one of these 2 attacks, continue to shoot him. He might do melee attacks, but eventually he'll go down into the CQC phase. Once he does this, do the general strategy I described for the CQC phase in the Fundamentals episode.
You're gonna run back to your cell and beg me to look you up again.
Once phase 2 starts, you're going to want to head to the bottom of the arena. Phase 2 ends up playing basically the same as phase 1, so I won't go into too much detail. However, there are 3 main differences from phase 1. The first difference is that you are basically on a timer. If you do not get him into CQC fast enough, he will run to the center of the arena, which will make your CQC a lot slower. The second main difference is that he will no longer do that blue bullet barrage attack thing. Instead, he has 2 different moves that he can do instead. The first thing he can do is throw his staff in a circle, like so. If he does this, be careful to dodge all the while shooting him. The next thing he might do is throw his staff out and disappear. If he's about to do this, start moving to the far end of the arena so you have more time to shoot at him. Then, use how the camera pans to predict where he's going to reappear, and start shooting there preemptively. Right after he recovers from his animation, hit him with 2 slashes and a half charge slash. This one can be the hardest to deal with, because it takes up a lot of time. If you do not finish him after this attack, he will run to the center. The final major difference is in the CQC. Instead of doing a melee attack for his second attack, he is far more likely to do a sweeping attack. If this happens, dash behind him and hit him with the usual 2 slashes into a half charge slash. But make sure you don't do it too early, just in case he does do that melee attack.
You're gonna take some putting back together when I'm done with you.
Phase 3 is very different and very RNG focused. He is going to do a bunch of attacks in quick succession, and your job is to remember what to do for each attack. Most of them are self-explanatory. Shoot at him while he's attacking, and then slash him twice and finish with a half charge slash. but just for good measure, I will go over all of them. Also, it is important to note that you should never do anything that will cause you to miss a half charge slash. If you do this, you will be locked into a very long, annoying attack. So if it feels like you started slashing late, do one less slash before the half charge slash. Also, as far as I know, the attacks the bosses have no names, so I'll make some up. First, his basic melee attack. Shoot while parrying. After every set of attacks, do 2 slashes into a half charge slash. Next is his area of effect attack. Circle him while shooting. Once he does the attack, hit him with 2 slashes into a half charge slash. Next is purple shots. During this, stand relatively close to him and try to parry in rhythm with the speed at which the shots are coming out. Next is boomerang staff. Try to dodge the attack while shooting at him, and finish with 2 slashes into a half charge slash. Next is teleporting boomerang staff. Use the camera pan to figure out where he's going to teleport to, and start firing there preemptively. Then, once he is done, hit him with a slash into half charge slash. Next is orange shots. Hit him with 3 regular slashes right when he starts. During this phase, make sure to try to kite and hit him towards the edge to help with the CQC part. And don't end one of his attacks with him being on low HP, just in case you need to do some slashes to push him towards the wall. Talking about the CQC, it's the same as phase 2, so I don't really have to go over anything new.
There is no way you can defeat me.
The last phase of every boss is called the desperation phase. For a lot of them, there's nothing you can do to speed up the process except by staying alive. For the most part, this is an example of that. There is, however, one trick. After the 3rd set of unbreakable orbs, start charging your dash. Then, when the harmful floor underneath him disappears, dash behind the chain, skipping a bunch of annoying projectiles. Then, in the CQC, charge your blade and wait for the chain to finish all of his attacks. Once he is done, strike him to finish the boss. Congratulations, you now know the basics of speedrunning the chain. Let's see what it looks like when we put it all together.
You're gonna run back to your cell and beg me to look you up again. You're gonna take some putting back together when I'm done with you. There is no way you can defeat me.
Before I go, I want to give a special thanks to everyone in the Furi Speedrunning Discord. They were a big help proofreading my script and making sure that everything I said in this video was accurate.